As with anything else you're preserving out of your garden, you're going to want to make sure you thoroughly wash your peppers before you dehydrate them for storage. It's also advisable that anytime you deal with hot peppers, be sure to wear some sort of glove. Protect yourself from accidents. Just trust me. But when it comes to drying hot peppers, preparation is really quite simple. After you wash it, generally, I wash my fruit and veg in the sink, mostly water, a little bit of vinegar, mix it around, mix the veg through it, and I'm pretty comfortable that it's good to go. When it comes to drying hot peppers, there's not a lot of preparation that needs to go into it. Really, cutting the top off, putting it aside, and that is pretty much ready to go. This is also an excellent way to get next year's seeds, if you can trust the pepper itself to be breeding true, or if, much like myself, you just don't care and you want to see what grows. Once the seeds dry inside of this, they'll be, for the most part, ready to go. Plant them out in the garden next spring. I like to go an extra step when it comes to dehydrating my hot peppers. I like to take the tip off as well. This just allows a little more airflow through the pepper in the dehydrator, and I find they dry a whole lot quicker. I'll just finish prepping these up, and we'll get to putting them on the dehydrator. Now, as you're processing your peppers and cutting off the tops and the bottoms of them, you might be inclined to throw those into the compost. Let me just show you what I'm doing with them. On the right you can see all the little ends of the peppers. Those are eventually going to end up in a pepper jelly that I'm working on. And over here, in the big bowl, you can see all the tops from the peppers. What I'm going to do with those is I am going to make a basic pepper spray to put on the bottom of the plants that the critters are harassing. Saw MHP Gardener was doing that and experiencing some success, so I figured I would give it a try here with our Canadian critters and see if it works just as well. Once you've got your peppers prepped, you just want to lay them out. Not too terribly thick. And I like to try and arrange them so that the air can flow around them fairly freely. As long as the air can move through and around the peppers, they should dry fairly quick, and you won't have any issues to deal with. When it comes to drying things like peppers, you do want to make sure that you're using a dehydrator that has a variable temperature, because the ones that are designed for just making beef jerky and such can often be just far too hot, and they'll do a lot of the damage to the tender flavors of the pepper, and you're really kind of losing out on all your hard work. Now I'm probably not going to put too much more on that tray than that. I'll move it over to the dehydrator, get it filled up, and we'll take it from there. Now, because peppers are a vegetable that is a fruit, that is a vegetable that is a fruit, I'm going to compromise and put it right in the middle of the two temperature zones, which means 130 Fahrenheit or 55 Celsius. But I've got my trays all nice and full, looking nice and colorful. I'm going to turn that on. We'll check back on it in 4 to 16 hours, depending how long it actually takes to dry them. Then I'll just powder them up, sift through them. Well, I'll show you when we get there. Once your peppers are good and dry, and you can tell pretty easily when they're dry, I find the best way to deal with it is to just grab a nice, cheap coffee grinder, standard blade style, you know, $10, $15. Throw your peppers in there, give it a good chop, and you're on your way. Alright, let's give it a go. Really doesn't take long until you've got a wonderful ground pepper collection. And then storing these for long-term use, quite simple as well. Around here what we do is regular jelly or jam jar, and we just wrap some shelf paper around it and get some idea of how much is in there by turning it on its side. Seal it down and you're good to go.